We have a setup hero, 2 setup heroes actually. We need the burst to answer with it.
That is an amazing combination. The Fatal Links, the Yin Yang overturn. Again, this is Edu Max. Like you mentioned, his hero pool it goes forever at this point, right? The guy's a veteran. And this is also going to be bad news bears, pun intended, for Aqua.
Yeah. It's going to be tough because, again, you have easy access to that Eve. And that first pick now looking like it's more you dug your grave at minute 0 in the draft. Let's see if Pakbet has checkmated Coach Panda. One more look at the lineup, fellas. Final thoughts before we go into the Land of Dawn.
To be honest, man, I'm going to give it here to, I want to say RSG, but again, a lot of it relies on if they can if they can actually utilize the Eve, because that's the story so far, is if Eve can't be utilized, it's kind of bad news.
If Demon Kite has an absolutely insane game on the Lancelot, objectives not getting picked off, secure 2 out of the 3 first turtles, stay alive for the Lord, take that away. That's RSG, one of RSG's picture-perfect win conditions that you want to go for here, to look at. But that's such a very specific thing for them to achieve, to be able to survive what our Omega will throw at them with all the setup capabilities. Aqua also is going to be a member of RSG I'm looking at here, because if he positions himself well enough, he might actually just be able to bait an attempt by Omega at him that Omega won't be able to catch him, and suddenly Omega get caught off guard and RSG get to respond.
That's a great point, because sometimes we've seen Aqua literally just stand in the open, pop the real world manipulation on purpose so that they commit resources to cancel it, and then they follow up on that. I think we've casted that game when we saw that together.
Multiple times. Like, he was just there, it's like, take me now.
Literally take me.
But you have no abilities, actually. I know. He waits.
Yeah.
He's really great with the use of that ultimate.
I set myself as tribute.
Yeah,
Psych!
It's that meme, like, call an ambulance, but not for me.
Oh yeah, making like Rorschach from Watchmen.
Did Rorschach say that?
No. Rorschach says, "I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me."
Sounds like Batman, bro.
Oh, no, it's Rorschach. I mean, they're similar, but let's go into game number 3. This is RSG Philippines looking to bounce back and reclaim momentum against Smart Omega. A spotlight on the showstopper and the unseen one, Nats. The Dairoth versus Esmeralda. Usually we give this over to the Dairoth for the most part, but let's see how Renzio leverages the early game advantage.
Man, I think...
By Light.
Nice little hook there. But again, to build on that point, you're talking about Naps, right? He knows Esmeralda inside and out. And I mean, so you can say the same thing about Renzio. So I feel like that's really going to come down to the skill matchup, because they both know exactly how they play, how they counterplay around that. And I feel like it's a little bit harder to execute that Abysm strike coming out from the Dairoth, and that's where the kind of skill factor comes into play.
Yeah, and the lineup of Omega have a good amount of slows and a good amount of movement speed, avoidance abilities, dashes to actually make sure Nas doesn't hit that Abysm strike. So yeah, it'll be good microplay from Nas that will really help this Dairoth shine, because he'll need that.
Yep, down bottom, there's a lot of pressure on the Mamba and the Filipino Savage Light. And Demon Kite, look at this. Taking that small camp, it's going to matter. Ryzen wants to punish, not going to let it happen. I'm pretty sure they're aware of Light's presence here. Eman, despite having a rough game as the Brody in this series so far, he's looking like he's going to be all right.
Yeah, you know, I mean, again, Eman's one of the low-key guys, right? But Kelra plays the same way. That's why I feel like these two teams are actually pretty evenly matched, and they deserve to be in this grand final. Especially the switch that Smart Omega has turned on lately. Nice. Oh,
get that cleanse, get that cleanse.
Nice little cleanse there. But now the turtle for the taking. Not sure who's going to pull the signal on this one.
Got that frigid breath. Shocknu getting caught in the real world manipulation. First blood drawn by Demon Kite. On that Lancelot, puncturing on through. Target by target. Ryzen wants to get this turtle. He's hell-bent on taking it. Retribution secures it. There's a Thorn Rose. Ryzen takes down Demon Kite. Nats gonna bite it but no, he hits the Abysm Strike first. And Emon with a torn apart memory. That's getting the hell out of dodge. Renzio might get punished here. Aqua, can he find the Void Crystal? Let's go.
What is happening? We're not even 3 minutes in. RSG now with the 3 kills here, but let's say Smart Omega did grab that turtle. Again, notice the patience here from Demon Kite. He actually got the first blood because he decided to go for the kill rather than the turtle.
Yeah, and RSG, good thing though that they responded in that manner. Eman coming in just in time. The low-key player. Oh, but Demon Kite high kick just got spotted here.
Aqua putting down a perimeter, stopping any further approaches from Omega. Ryzen wants to take his purple. Light stepping into the Y bush. A hook in! Catches Kelra! No follow through. It's enough to force a response from Chaknu. Eman got a few chips off of that gold shield down bottom.
I mean, I feel like even if you don't have the follow-up, if you're landing the hooks, you get a little threat factor, right? Because you're landing them, yeah.
You're getting the moves and grooves, as you say.
Yeah, the moves and grooves,
it's
right?
It's mind games. It's like him saying, like, I'm feeling it today. You gotta watch out for the hooks, boy.
Dude, I have a theory that if you play Franco and you spin, it increases your chance of hooking. But
That's true.
I don't see any of these guys spinning, though.
That's true. Because they're pros. The only people who need that are people like me, or like quite a normie. I need those spins and then the hook.
This is why we're casters.
Yes.
This is why we're casters, but if we're playing against other casters, they better watch out. Y Bush here again seems to be home for Light as Demon Kite takes another small camp away from Ryzen. We really don't see OMG crossing the river as much.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be careful, right? Again, a lot of this relies on Chaknu, once again, on that Atlas to find the setups. Kelra, I feel like Clint is just one of those heroes that definitely needs, I feel like 2 items or maybe even 3 to be kind of useful, whereas Brody is able to pump out a little more damage depending on the stacks that he gets, right?
Yeah, and that's why Eman, gotta commend him for going all the way to the turtle pit from the bottom lane just to make sure that he gets to secure kills and the help there. Speaking of securing something, Omega rises to secure the turtle.
The real fight is in the bottom lane. Kelra goes down after a real-world manipulation and a bloody hunt have been committed. A hook on to Chaknu. Light making like Scorpion. Get over here, but get under me, says Captain Etomas as he takes out Light. The Franco bites it, trades down bottom, but RSG comes out on top unless it's Nats in trouble this time. 2v1. He has these for breakfast. Can he turn it around? Flicker on back, but Chaknu coming in for the punish. Renzio takes him down. The show stops for 16 seconds on Nats.
The response from Smart Omega, that's what we're seeing here. They are in sync, and like we said before, RSG is one of those teams that just has amazing synergy, and for some reason, over the course of the playoffs, Smart Omega's synergy has just come to a point where it's literally matching RSG right now.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier they're nice too. Kelra will need probably 2 items on the way to Berserker's Fury. Endless Battle already built. Chaknu, once he has that Dominance Ice up, it's going to be a big problem for RSG, of course. That'll just make the Atlas like a big walking glacier that you don't want to get near because you're going to get slowed too. You're just going to end up feeling like the Titanic at that point, and you wouldn't want that. So RSG will watch their positioning and their timings of entry once Chaknu's around, because if they're not careful, if they eat too much stacks of the friggin' breath, then they're just going to end up turning into an ice block. Like, bloop.
Sorry, how'd that go?
That's not the sound effect, but they'll get frozen is what I'm trying to say.
All right, we're about to hear it again later once Chaknu finds those catches.
I'm never doing that again.
But there is a turret taken down by RSG up top. Down bottom, Omega pushes in. That is going to herald the switch up. Flicker on by Light. Makes a link. Light. It's taken down. Real world elimination. The answer back by Aqua. Taken down. Chaknu. Another one falls. It's Ryzen. Eman secures the kill. They're feeding these kills over to their gold laner. Eman is having fun. Nats will oblige. Jumping down onto the Filipino Savage. Kelra wants blood. Renzio says, hey, he's here. He's here. Take him down.
Wow.
And there's not enough range between them to close the gap. Nats will survive.
Give me kite.
Yeah,
He's taking the turtle silently and surely the last one of the game. It's not 100% for Omega.
Okay, interesting last minute or so there. So they take out the turtle right under their noses. That's big. It was also a 1-for-2 trade, and Light was actually itching to make a play there. I mean, he even burnt the flicker to get the hook off, but nothing to convert there. But now, RSG has a nice little lead, about a 1,000 gold lead, which will benefit them as the game goes on.
Yeah. However, despite the slight lead and good call there by Demon Kai, by the way, to rush that turtle by himself, Omega might be in control, but unless...
Another cleanse by Etomax. Renmar, you were saying?
So the Kagura pick is so good. Omega might find themselves more in control after the next engagement if RSG doesn't win that, because RSG, what they're waiting for now is actually the power spike of the Brody and the Eve. Eve with just an enchanted talisman, just with Lesivo be building into the Ice Queen one will not be enough. It's by the late game, maybe around 14 minutes in, where you really start feeling just how much an Eve could hurt, especially in matchups where the gold is somewhat close. So that's what RSG are waiting for. So Omega can make the most out of that by just continuing how they're playing. Just need to be careful. Surprise RSG, continue doing so.
This is what I'm saying, man. Like, it's surprising that Aqua is literally setting up out in the open. The guy has not died yet. He is playing so well, and a lot of times he's still getting those ultimates, getting those resources committed from Smart Omega, but he's not dying.
That's crazy. Most damage dealt in RSG, actually. Just a bit more than Eman. You rarely see that.
Yeah, it's the fact that, again, this hybrid damage, Renzio in trouble, and they just throw all but the kitchen sink at the showstopper. Wow. He's that important. It's that essential that you take him down. Obviously, Kelra gonna oblige take out this gold, this tier 1 turret up top, getting some gold from that as the Lord spawns.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good pickup because, again, this is space around the map. You need to get that open because now the Lord is here for the taking, right? They've got 3 turrets down. Omega has to worry about where they're going around the map because they don't have as much space, and now this could be a free Lord.
Not going to be so free as Chaknu threatens a fatal links, goes for the perfect match, catches Aqua. Y'all were looking for a death on him. It's not going to happen.
Alive.
Not like this, not here. Demon Kai secures it.
How?
Jedrix, Season 8 Rookie of the Season, secures that Lord in the face of Renzio and Ryzen. How?
How did Aqua survive? He was burning.
I'm on fire, help.
He's Aqua.
I'm good, yeah.
He put out the fire.
He put out himself, but he lives.
How? That and how Demon Kite? And how did Ryzen and Renzio not secure?
We have so many questions we don't have the answer for. All the answer is hey, we're the Raiders. We're RSG.
It's in their name. Stealing hearts, stealing objectives, and Demon Kite with a steal. Mentioned one of the things that RSG will need to do is secure that first Lord. They didn't get to exactly do all the things that I mentioned earlier, but that first Lord is going to be big, and Demon Kite not completely out of his mind there, but he's starting to go crazy.
Man, I just got to say right now, this gold lead is starting to really build. It's starting really to show. And at this point, Smart Omega is going to have a ton to deal with. They need to rely on not only Chaknu, but at this point, they're going to have to rely on Kelra actually committing here. He's not been able to do much so far, 11 minutes in.
It's never too late for Kelra. That's a fact that we've learned here in the playoffs. There's always something that Kelra can do, and it all starts with that miracle catch. We've seen Chakra in this situation. We've seen him in the worst. We've seen him at what, 0-5-2.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes in, and still they win.
And he still makes a play. I mean, despite the real-time win rate being 64% in favor of RSG here, Kelra picking up that Malefic Roar is at the point now where Clint has come online at about the 11-minute mark, so he will be able to provide some of that damage output that's needed here. Once again, the follow-up has to be there if Chaknu decides to actually initiate. Renzio is going to be able to do some zoning capabilities, but right now, there's not many weak points here for RSG.
Yep, and look at this. Chaknu with the perfect match, helping at least Ryzen secure that purple. Light marching on through, throwing a hook in between Ryzen and Kelra. I was going to say, it is intrinsically unintuitive to see Aqua do what he's doing, all the while Light just marching around like he owns the place. There's nowhere for you to sit. There's an Iron Hook and a Void Crystal waiting at every single turn.
Yeah, and Omega, they're respecting that. When those abilities get thrown out, they're watching their positioning, they back off, they readjust. adjust, and they really do need to do that, because if they don't, that's how RSG will be able to take even way more control in this game to the point where they'll just be able to win it. Now, 12 seconds before the Lord spawns, Omega are really playing from behind, and they're just forced to watch, maybe just peek a little bit into the jungle, just check through the bushes, see how the Lord's doing. Maybe they can pull off a steal, but if they try to pull off a steal, they might lose too much. With Nath split pushing the top lane, this is going to be too risky for Omega to try and take, as RSG are on their way to getting it.
Aqua starting off with the real world manipulation. Chaknu coming in. Perfect match. Who can he go for? It's a perfect in because it's nothing. What? How did he not catch Eman? 2 fall already. It's Chaknu and Terra. Eman finally the payoff. Aqua follows through. 2 for 2 is the trade. Not a good look though, because Nath is just biting, punching, clawing away. Abyss the kill. Ryzen falls with a Phantom execution. 3 for 2 plus a Luminous Lord marching on bottom lane for RSG.
That's nice, you would say. Eman activated the Winter Tranche. That's how he got away, bro.
My goodness, look at this replay once again, just the power of the decision making. And Smart Omega had some good choices here. They had some good placement, but look at the damage coming out, right? And Eman, look at him.
Oh, that's how he did it. A sneaky play. You know what? Honestly, I saw a glimmer of the Winter Tranche, bro. I saw it, but I'm like, was that for Aqua or was that for Eman? It was on Eman.
Yeah, that is the micro capabilities of these players. And I mean, it's not just Eman that has done that. Multiple of these pro players do that, but this is these moments where it really counts and things happen for a reason because of those decisions.
The senses on young Eman Sanko. Technically, this is his debut season because he was a bench player in Season 8.
Yeah.
But we're never looking back. How do you have that much foresight? How? Look at the items.
Look at him.
I love it. Winter Tranche. And it's actually the theme now for Brody to pick that up, especially against lineups with Esmes and all. Just lineups like what Omega has on
And
the table
Atlas.
right now.
Yeah.
And Atlas, because you get to survive. This is a Brody without Purify, Winter Tranche, and perfect item pickup. But now Demon Kite fully built, but now he's just going to play second fiddle right now to the rest of RSG. He can play like a cleaner though. You know, the remaining members of Omega just clean up house. Of course, he'll be there to secure the objective, but most of the damage is going to be coming from Aqua and Eman.
Oh, Demon Kite already has a few stacks on the Hunter's Strike and the War Axe, so he can dash on through. He got checked there by Chaknu, but that does disincentivize Omega from picking this fight. I love the man-to-man defense from roll to roll. It's Demon Kite who spotted Chaknu.
Yep.
I think there's something about RSG. There's something about it here that tells me maybe they know where Chaknu might be roaming around. They watched Omega's games.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? At this point, you've had to study all of these games. They got to see them play TNC, right, in the previous series, and the way that they play, and Chaknu did pick the Alice in one of those games there. So, again, this is just a smart studying. Yeah, I mean, and it's just great job from RSG's camp.
They made the most of their upper bracket position.
Exactly.
They watched from the balconies like, I see, all right, so it's like that, huh? It's like that.
Yeah, and again, this is the first time we're going to see them face off in the playoffs in this match. And it was Coach Panda. He's one of the really vocal coaches of saying, you know, we don't want to pick Omega. Omega are Lason. We don't want that.
They're poison.
They're poison.
Yeah.
We don't want to face Omega, and now they're facing Omega here in the grand finals. And so for RSG, they look ready.
Did they find the antivenom? Did they find the antidote? Is this it, the way they're playing here? Is it an early Winter Tranche on the Brody? Because they won that team fight hands down.
Yeah.
Almost single-handedly off that play.
And again, that was some chaotic decision-making coming out from Smart Omega, but they had the anti-venom for that chaos. I don't know if they're going to pull the signal. There's the conceal.
Look at where RSG is. Conceal play started up. Oh, did they call off? Did they call it off?
They call it off.
Dude, Demon Kite, he's a unit on his own. He's the one who's spotting it, and this whole time he was playing man-to-man defense against 3 or 4 members.
They forced back Omega. Now RSG are hell-bent to get this Lord, but Ryzen, good thing he didn't go back. Ethermax is nearby as well. Who's going to secure this? This could be a big clincher.
Converging into this Luminous Lord at 16 minutes. Ryzen and the rest of Omega with a little bit of help. RSG chunks away, putting Lord at just under half and then resets it. Wow.
Crazy.
The control, the discipline.
It's, again, this is just very disciplined teams fighting it out here. The one thing, though, Smart Omega's base is open, right? You have that bottom lane that's gone, so they do have to worry about that. That's why Renzio is parked in that lane, and RSG has that minor advantage. Now the Lord's for the taking.
How about we go again? Lord now at an 8th of its health. Demon Kite takes it, and Chaknu holds off. That's still there. Kelra flickers on back. Etomax as well. Cyclone IOA. Nats not letting go. Knocking him down. Fatal Links, no follow through. Chaknu's in no man's land. Down goes Etomax. Nats gets a double. Down goes Chaknu as well. Demon Kite gets it, and it's just Ryzen and Renzio. R&R about to be given a little bit of R&R as RSG march into their base. Real revelation set in by Aqua within an inch of his health. There's a hook in. Point blank. Iron hook. Eman served up the kill. They penetrate top lane. It's just Ryzen defending. RSG looking to take game number 2. And there's the bloody hunt onto Ryzen. He goes down as well. It's a wipeout. All 5 down. RSG takes game number 3.
RSG in a clean fashion, ending the game. Decisiveness and just tactics.
Man, RSG, I feel like they heard what I said, like, Atlas,